What's up? We're back again.
Yes, sir. We're here.
And it's just me and you today, man. That's it.
Mano y mano.
Yep. Tom's busy screwing around over in Dubai.
Dubai. Look at that. That's big dog stuff.
Yeah, it is. Flying business first class. The guy had like a suite, dude, in an airplane. Yeah. I mean, I've flown first class back and forth to trade shows, but that's living there. I mean, wow.
He's an official big dog.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's going to try to use our live link to call in.
Okay.
But over there, the bandwidth is really sketchy.
Right.
You know, sometimes you can get in, sometimes you can't. It's he tried a few times and it was all banged up, but I think we've got it now. I mean, you know, Jesus Christ, we're trying to do a remote feed from Dubai.
Right. I got you. I got you. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah. Give us a little slack here, guys. That ain't easy. That ain't easy. What'd you do this week? Anything good?
Just work and sleep. I took a picture with J.R. Smith from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I saw that. I saw it on the Facebook thing. Because now you guys have sucked me into this whole Facebook disaster.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, not really. I mean, I'm there, and I'm watching.
Oh, it won't take long.
Well, listen, you're not going to see my name. Like, you're not going to see, quote unquote, my Facebook page. That ain't not going to happen.
All right, but Facebook is addictive, so I'll just let it weigh in on you.
It's evil, dude.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
God.
Take your time. Take your time.
All you friggin' Facebookers. And, you know, now I've had some people reach me. A guy that used to work at the old shop. He actually heard us in Florida. I don't know who turned him on to it. He got a link somewhere, but he texted me this morning, and he was involved with apparently some, you know, high speed stuff, like 1 mile stuff, things like that. And so that's interesting. He wants to come on. He says, Mike, you know, people are talking about it. So that's good.
That's what we want. We want that buzz.
Well, I can tell you, this is going to be a little bit of hatred. I know that's a shock coming from me.
Yeah.
So I'm there's something wrong with me. I look at everything all the time.
Right.
I always look at that. I always look at what's going on.
Okay.
And we have the host we use shows a map, so you can see who's downloading, where, and why. So now keep in mind, this went live approximately 7 days ago, maybe 8 days ago.
Right.
Is when we got the first one up. So I've been watching this spread on this map like an outbreak. You know, like when you see like
with the little dots.
Yeah, little dots, and then it's getting more and more. And it was kind of funny because like Oklahoma, I was wondering what was going to happen down there. Because I mean, I guess, you know, they show that they're a big street race area.
Right.
And I'm watching there, and there's like 5 downloads in Oklahoma. I'm like, what the 5?
Wow.
5? And then all of a sudden, like 2 days later, bam, 600.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got,
you
know, it's not 1,000 in every state, but it's getting there.
Good.
And that's pretty good.
That's what we want.
With the exception of a couple states that are really far behind.
Okay. And
like,
go ahead.
Things like Montana,
right?
Idaho, you know, 3 or 4.
Oh, wow.
Maine, of all things, I looked at that this morning, 2. But
big old 2.
There's only one state that has 0.
0?
0.
As in none?
None.
Okay, I'm curious.
Utah.
They don't like us in Utah?
Do they have cars?
They have to have cars in Utah.
I have no idea, but that's...
Where exactly is Utah on the map? Take me back to high school.
Okay. Like
it's in between what? Talk to me.
Like if there's Washington, like all the way up
right
there,
right.
Then you go down and to the right a little bit, there's Utah.
Oh, they have cars. They have some beautiful hot rods out there. They understand our language.
I'm sure they do, but I don't know, maybe... I mean, I didn't piss off any Mormons, did I? I don't think so.
But Mike, you meant 0?
0.
Not a download.
No, I mean like dead damn 0. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing at all. And You know, how do you push that? You know, do you hate on people from Utah and be like, listen, start listening? I mean, you can't. This has to grow.
Right.
That's all it can do. Well, I don't know if anybody's really listening live yet. I just kind of hit the button to see how this works. We're testing this. We're going to see how it works. If people listen live, great. If they don't, they don't. But I do know that the phones are lit. Right. And we got somebody, Crunch, on the phone right now that this is one of your guys. You want to give him a little bit of introduction when I bring him in?
Sure.
All right, hang on. Let me pull him in. Yo, man, what's up? You there?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Nothing. This is Rich, not so broke, from smallblockposse.com.
Gotcha.
No, actually, let me introduce you. You are the man of smallblockposse.com. You are the man that made it possible for smallblockposse.com. So let's not get it twisted, Rich. Not so broke.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, first, let me say before anything, this is a great idea you guys got. I love it. I listen to it all the time when I'm driving in traffic, so it's awesome.
Oh, okay.
So
Thank you, bro.
get that out of the way. I think you guys.
Thank you.
I think you keep it really true to the sport, and it's awesome.
We're trying, but you know what the real problem is that I don't want to say we're going to run out of material, because we're not, because we're idiots. You know, we talk about cars. I mean, there's always going to be something going on, and between the people that are involved and Crunch and myself and Tom and Alan, depending on what his deal is next week. We think we could have a lot of interesting people on, and the reach is getting better, and places like your web resource, that really helps. So we appreciate the listeners, and we appreciate everybody, telling somebody else, give these guys a shot and give it a listen.
Right.
So what started?
Exactly. Well, I don't ever think you'll run out of material. Car guys used to stand around for 8 hours in the middle of the night and talk about cars.
True.
So if you're a real car guy, will always listen. It never gets boring to them talking about car stuff. That's how I look at it.
So tell us how Small Block Posse got started. What brought this? How did this come to be? Because most things like this start out as, you want to do something for your friends or people where they can talk or they can do whatever, and then it grows into something else.
Well, actually, I think it started 2000. Well, street racing, of course, I don't do it anymore, but that's what we did. And, I guess the internet started really turning up around then, and we found like one little website where a bunch of guys out east in Long Island, like Suffolk, had a website. So we went on there and we harassed them. We got a couple races, and then credit to people wherever credit is due. PD Small Block and I decided, it was a good idea. We should get our own website and really put it out there for everybody to do it, to see it and sign up, and then we could bring all the racing together, which is essentially what I think we did. I think we got the.
Most definitely.
I think I accomplished it because, a couple years later, Crunch came on, and I think his first post was looking for a money run, and I was like, oh, look, who's this guy, Crunch? And then I heard through the grapevine that he was the guy that had that like $20,000 race, over by the jail. I said, oh, I know this guy. So, I mean, that's I think we accomplished it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I've been there, and I frequented it, from time to time. I shouldn't say frequent in time to time, but like before this got started, I would wander around over there. And I think, didn't I reach out to you when I was looking to get in touch with Crunch?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, he's the guy that got me your number, Crunch, because I couldn't find your phone number anywhere.
Yeah.
Like nowhere. Wow. You got to make yourself a little more accessible, buddy.
Yeah, well, Rich, I just want to...
If you make yourself more accessible, everybody harasses him. You can't make yourself too accessible.
True indeed. Well, Rich...
He's doing something right. They either love him or they hate him. And I always say, you're doing something right if that's the way it is. It's
right.
It works good for him, But if you had his number out there, everybody would harass him.
Well, Rich, I have to give you credit for the site, because the site was already jumping before I got on it. And it gave me an avenue just to talk and be myself. And you never really, reprimanded me and told me anything, and you always supported me. And then you saw me with my smallblockposse.com sticker on my dually, and I'm going to always have my stickers on anything I'm driving. So everywhere I go, that sticker's on something I'm driving.
And it's nice because when you go there, you can actually watch races getting locked up. You can actually see some of the negotiation going back and forth. And it actually ties back to what we talked about, that there's so much more to this as far as all the stipulations of a race than just saying, okay, we're going to go race for this much money.
True indeed. So, Rich, tell us what you got going on for 2015.
2015, Crunch, I took a little time off, kids, family.
Life.
I got back out a little last year. I do a lot of class racing now.
Mm-hmm.
I do Ultra Street, and I'm going to stick with that. I got a few Grudge cars coming out now.
Right.
I think 2 years ago we had crashed our Grudge car at the track, we're bringing it back out, Frenchie, our car.
Right.
And that'll be back out, another stock block car, hopefully by, September. And, a few other people. I work on a lot of cars, I don't advertise. You know that.
Right.
It's a Grudge thing. People don't say, oh, Richie works on my car. It's not something but I have a lot of stuff. I'll have my hands in a lot of stuff, and I'll be standing there a lot this year.
No problem. Well, good luck with that. Safe racing and good luck, man, because you're the man now. You're behind the scenes, but you have your hands on some serious horsepower.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun this year. I wanted to bring back like the No Time Nationals this year, but it's a lot to bring that stuff back, and I feel like it lost a lot of its
It's excitement.
Glamour from when we were doing it. I didn't do it. We didn't start it up. Joe and I to be famous. We started it or to make money. We did it for free. We didn't make any money. We just raised money, payouts, and you.
I remember I was promoting it all around.
Heavy in the Grudge scene brought the cars, and it was a great idea. I think it's diluted now, and I don't think we can get it to where we had it once before.
Right. Well, you came up with that idea on the internet, and you spoke on it, and you made it come true for us. So that was a big thing you did. You and Mouth, you guys put together something really special, and we'll never forget that as car guys. Never.
And
I loved it.
And anybody listening, if you,
I love doing it. I would do it again. I think a lot of people. It's a lot. I look down south. Everybody's got a Grudge event. Listen, everybody's allowed to make money, but I'm a purist. I didn't start the website to make money.
Right.
I didn't start and No Time Nationals to make money. I don't take videos to make money.
Right.
I just wanted to do stuff for the love of the sport, for the love of Grudge racing, the love of racing in general.
And the main thing is,
it's there anymore. A lot gets diluted out.
Anybody that this is reaching, go to smallblockposse.com and you get to see what's going on. Kind of a little more in this area. It's a little more northeast than anywhere else. But I mean, that's where you'll get real discussion about, and you'll learn the players. I've actually had to learn them over time. I've asked you a couple of things. Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
True. And when I first came on, they had on a budget. I forgot his full name. But On a Budget had the white Cutlass that was known all over for the class racing he was doing. He was tough. John Belinsky. He was tough. And he's a good guy. He bought some gears from me. He bought some gears.
Champion at one point. I mean, tough. He was a tough guy. We raced that car in the street. That was another guy that started in the street and moved his way up and is doing bigger and better things now.
Right. True. Okay.
Now, where do you fall on? Where do you fall on the thing like? Grudge racing versus street racing, and how about more than anything? I mean, this is great, and House of Grudge should listen to this because what do you think? You think that show is going to be worthwhile? You looking forward to it?
I look forward to that Grudge racing thing with Mike Murillo, right?
Yep.
I look forward to that. I hope that takes off and it keeps the same. I hope the pattern that they're going to do is what we're expecting. I've listened to you guys, and I hope it is like that. I don't know if it is or it isn't. I don't. I'd rather see it at the track. Personally, I think it would be more entertaining for even an audience to be at the track than even on the street. That's just my opinion, though.
Right.
On the track, and it would be safer, more controlled. And I think that if they do this right, and look, we want to try to get somebody from House of Grudge to come on here, whether it be Mike himself or Herring is the other guy, I guess. We get one of those guys come on here and talk about it. I don't expect them to spill any secrets, to be like, this is how the whole thing's going to work. But from watching, following Twitter posts and looking at stuff on Facebook, it looks like it's pretty legit. I think it might be pretty good.
We have our fingers crossed because we need that. The real car guys and the guys that understand street racing and grudging for cash for money, we need to have an outlet that's reality for us.
Yeah.
So we've done the Pinks thing.
I don't think it doesn't need to be scripted. It's comedy in itself 90% of the time, even just the talking in the pits.
True indeed.
So I can't even. You don't need to script it. You just need to walk up to half the guys that are yelling at each other, and you'll get something from 3 hours of footage. You'll be able to fill a half hour pretty easy.
True.
Yep.
True. Okay. Well, Rich, thanks for calling us, man. We're going to jump onto this another caller, but I'm so happy that you called because you gave me a platform to just be myself, and Small Block Posse is in me. You understand what I'm saying? It's for life.
You're famous, man. I told you. Rich is famous. I don't even know how you got famous. You just
I don't even know.
Listen, you guys are great. Just don't hang up on me. I'm going to keep listening to the show.
Okay, cool. I'm going to put you on hold. But listen, thanks a lot, man, for calling. Thanks for helping promote this. We want this. I mean, look, I don't know if this is ever going to make any money. I mean, this is like one of the other, just like Small Block Posse. You're just doing it because we want to do it and we want to try to entertain some people. So we'll see. All right, man. Thank you very much. You're on hold.
Okay.
All right. We have a caller here, 347, last four digits, 5810.
Yep. Let's see.
I'm about to put him live.
You're on, buddy. What's up? Yo, man, you there?
Yeah, this is Krazy Horse. I just called to listen in.
Oh, okay. That's Bin Laden, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. He's a grudge racer from the Northeast with a lot on his mind. He has you have an event coming up soon, right? July 11th, right?
Yes, July 11th at Island Dragway.
Island Dragway.
Barbecue.
Yeah, okay.
Still grudging.
Yeah,
Still
well,
talking.
congratulations. You won some money this past weekend down in Fayetteville, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
I got to ask, how much did you win?
I had a great time. That little extra money I came home, paid for the trip, and put some extra cash in my pocket.
Oh, so it was a good win. It wasn't just a little money. It was all right.
It was awesome.
Good.
Okay.
I had a great. It's just a lot of shit like what you guys are saying just now with the talking and the comedy. It was just a little comedy here and there. It was good.
A little entertainment before you get to the action. And props to your driver, Billy G. He got it in. Yeah.
That old man does his thing.
True indeed. Well, you have anything you want to say on the air? You want us to any show ideas you have, or do you like the show so far, or what?
I just called, and so far what I hear, it's not bad. I like it.
All right, man. Well,
I should have been calling.
well, hit up through. Go look at the archives, because there's this is actually show number 8. There's currently, I believe, 6 are put up there right now. There's one from last week when Crunch was in Fayetteville, and what we did is we put a bunch in the can. And matter of fact, the next guy who's calling is he called last week too.
Oh yeah, Franco. That's Franco.
Yep, Crunch was away, and so I mean, probably what we're going to do is over this weekend we'll get caught up and we'll get current. So that everything that's up, what the plan is that when these are put down, what we want to do is we want to grab them and then post them the next day. So,
right.
I mean, when you talk about stuff as topical, like your particular race, or we talk about an event on a TV show, it doesn't do you much good if you hold them for 3 or 4 weeks.
I got you.
Kind of got to get them out there.
Well, we're starting off.
Yep.
And Bin Laden, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it. We will promote your show. You hear me?
Oh, thanks a lot, Crunch.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to be there. I'm going to try to get a race for yours. My car will be running and ready by then, so I'll be trying to do something.
Why don't you plug your event before we let you go? Plug your event.
July 11th.
Okay, where's it going to be at?
Island Dragway. Gates open at 9. Racing starts at 12, and it goes on to about 5, 6 o'clock. Just trying to help out a local track, and we'll have some fun and eat some good food there. Everybody knows how my chicken comes out on the barbecue.
Right. Very good.
And pretty much in a good time. I just want to get people out there, get some racing going, get some cash, exchanges here and there.
Okay.
Have a good old time.
All right,
man. We'll push for you. We'll make sure that people hear about it. All right, man. Thanks for calling. You want to go back on hold, or you want me to hang up?
I'll hold. Yeah, I want to listen on.
All right. Hang out, man. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, bro.
Good luck.
Talk to you later.
Later.
All right. Now the next caller.
Oh yeah.
Is he live yet?
Yes, he is.
Is that Franco?
It's just the fairest man in drag racing.
What's up, man? It's a privilege to have a big dog call in,
How you doing? Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, how are you? It was so funny the other day when Tom and I were first messing around, and we were trying to get everything ready, because a lot of people know that this was, the phone system is new,
right?
So I'm trying to learn it. It's a lot of technology. It's a little confusing because I'm trying to talk and be a board up. So if somebody hears me talk and then stop, don't think I had a seizure or something. I'm trying to keep everything flowing.
Right.
So and we're sitting here, Tom and I are talking about whatever he was bitching about, not being able to wind his watch or something. And I look up and I'm like, son of a bitch. I was like, I know who that is. That was really cool.
John Franco.
So what's going on, John? What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you, I just had to call and give you some support again. I've been putting the word out a little bit. I think this is a great thing, I mean, there's a few shows out there. You call up, there's no organization, people yelling at each other. You can't hear what anybody's saying.
Right.
I think this is a great thing, and the topics you're carrying, you're going into and all.
Right.
I stayed on the line last week, and you guys were talking. I wanted to get in and talk again. I couldn't get to it because I was on hold.
Well,
Street Outlaws thing,
Right. Let me just say who you are. You are a class racer, a grudge racer, a racer period, and you and your brother are known all over the country. You do what we do.
Don't forget has been.
No. Well, I'm just saying, for the bikes, your brother's tough with the bikes. Everywhere you go with the bikes, I mean, you mention his name, you're not going to get a race. He's known for speed and going fast. But tell us what you have planned, as much as you can tell us, because of the grudge racing side, we know you're not going to tell us. But what do you have planned for 2015?
Oh, I'm finally getting my car back out. Like I was telling these guys last week, after 10 years, it's been down.
Oh, the Camaro.
You know, at that time, it started going a little too fast for the way it was certified.
Right.
So they threw me out of the shakedown.
Right.
And I decided it was time to redo the car. And, I mean, at the time, I went like a 740 with the car. It didn't even have a funny car halo in it. You know, had a regular 12-point cage in it, you know.
Wow. Okay.
And I qualified for shakedown like number 15th. They waiting for me on the return road. They said, you're going home.
Right. And that's a pretty car, bro.
And after that, I cut it up. I should have just got rid of it and started a new one. It's the same car. It's all redone.
Right. If you
Roof
can,
and quarters are the only thing the same.
if you can, put a picture on .com for me so I can put it on our Facebook page.
All right. I got it out. I got it out at the end of last season. I had 2 actual track days with it, so I knew what I had to do over the winter, work to get some bugs out of it, and I got that all done. And I'm just waiting on this weather.
Right. Yeah.
Every time I get psyched up, it snows again.
Yeah, we've been hit hard this winter. It's been a rough one.
You're not kidding. Everything around here is soaked. Everything's a muddy mess. It's just,
crazy.
it's terrible. I hate this.
I felt like I was in heaven in Fayetteville.
I could
It
imagine.
was 68 degrees. I had on a regular small shirt.
And it was bad everywhere. Like my younger brother, he went to Florida for the circle track racing. I mean, we would go down there from time to time and race during the speed weeks for the dirt circle track stuff. And, you know, he went down there. We weren't racing this year, but he's like, screw this. I'm getting a house and I'm going. I'm going for a week or two. I'm getting the hell out of here. Went down, it was 30.
Wow.
You know, so
Wow.
but
I went down in middle February. I was at Disney. It was 39 degrees.
Oh, man.
Yep. All right, John, man. Well, look,
On vacation, I could enjoy myself.
I got to tell you, I again, you know, I was shocked to see you call, and I appreciate the support. And I mean, look, if you can push this to people and spread the word, that's all we could ever ask for, man. And you know, you're
Definitely. I'm really looking forward to this Grudge thing. I've been saying all along since the street outlaw thing started. I said, you know, this isn't going to last. No one wants to see street racing glorified. This was an underground thing that it was a part of all of our roots, you know, but
Right.
it's not something that they're going to put on TV like that and make it look like it's legit. People ain't going to stand for it.
That's
but
true.
they should be doing it at the track where it is legit, you know,
Right.
and have it realistic instead of, you know, pretending it's going on real and it's not. You know,
True.
everyone knows what I'm talking about,
True.
who knows about this stuff, because
Right. And
you couldn't go out there every week.
And
you know,
look,
like that.
I argue with a lot of guys on Facebook, the class racers that are trying to do the Grudge thing, but they don't want to learn it. John, you are one of the dudes that can do all of it and understand and respect each part of it. When you're a Grudge racer for cash, that's what you do, and you respect the rules. When you run your class racing and all that, you never try to intertwine the two. So you're a good example. I'll probably be using you in the future to show these class guys that don't understand what we do how they can do both, but they have to respect each one individually.
but they better do it for some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple people out there that are successful at it, but I have to call them. I'm like Crunch, you know. Crunch, one thing you got to say, Crunch knows, they know him everywhere. Everywhere you go, they know Crunch. Some like him and some hate him, but no one will ever call him a liar.
Right.
He don't back down from anybody,
That feels good
and
to
he'll
hear.
tell somebody how he's feeling. He'll have no problem with that. And I'm the same way when it comes to that, because
Right.
there's guys on there pretending they're Grudge racers and they're class racers, and when they start getting into that stipping stuff,
Right.
and I'm like, yo, you're not built for this Grudge thing. Stay in your class racing. It's cool. You're good at what you do.
Right. True
You know,
indeed.
don't come on insisting you're a Grudge racer and start talking about, well, you got 904 inches in your car and I've only got 872.
Right.
No one wants to hear that, you know?
Right.
Yep.
You just say, listen, I can't mess with you, or this is what I need. That's all you do in Grudge racing. And you're respected. Either you admit you can do it or you can't do it.
Right.
You know, don't pretend or give excuses, you know what I mean?
True.
All right, so
Real.
I got one question for you. And first off, do you want to go back on hold, or do you want to hang up? What do you want to do when we're done?
Oh, I'm going to stay on hold. I can't wait 2 weeks to hear this again.
It won't be 2 weeks. We're going to try to have all this. We're going to try to be caught up by Sunday. But I got to ask you, like, you know, all of us here, you know, Crunch and you, obviously much more than myself, but we did do it on the street. What brought you off the street? Did you have a wake up moment? Like Crunch had a wake up moment that he's like, damn, you know, this is like, and he talked about it a couple times when it was an expensive race. And you're like, what the hell am I doing?
I was going through the quarter and just thinking to myself, I only have a 6 point in here. I know I'm going a certain amount of mile an hour. I'm never going to race on the street again. I had that. It was just obvious to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what woke you up, John? What made you decide, okay,
Well,
look,
it was
better
a few
track?
things. The first thing was the speed. I just always wanted to keep going faster. And there comes a point where anybody with common sense isn't out there doing it anymore. The last car I ran, I don't know if you remember. It was a green Camaro, my brother's car.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a little bit of a street car.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it was a 9.0 car.
It was a
and
killer.
it had a regular 8-point cage in it, you know?
Right.
And it didn't have any power add or nothing like that.
Right.
And I ran on the street, and once I got going faster than that, I didn't want to be on the street anymore like that. And the other thing is, at the same time, I'm having kids and I got a family, and I start thinking about, do I want to, you know, is this what I want to do? Have something happen to me like this and leave my kids with no parent, you know?
Right.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Especially now, being a single father, you think about it even more, you know?
True indeed. And the kids change your life altogether. You know, take a lot of the risk out of it.
My kid's older now. He's doing this stuff, but I make sure he's not the one out there. When he goes out there, I go out there with him, and I keep an eye on him and make sure I put the common sense into him. Like I see Crunch, one thing, he raised a great kid. And I watched that kid.
Oh,
I've seen him growing up. It's the same thing. You got to instill it in your kids. Don't be stupid. Don't go out there and do dumb stuff, you know?
Right. Because it's hard to get the racing out of them because that's all they know. They grew up watching all of us, and they couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to get his driver's license.
I know. Crunch and I have talked about his kid, and he's like, oh, man.
Truth be told, I used to be out in Jersey in my van. I had one of those custom vans with this little bed in the back. My kid was like 2 years old, sleeping in the back of the van, watching the street races out of the bay window at the side of the van.
Well, you are a car guy. That's why. That's what we do. You bring the whole family out, right?
I wasn't going to stay home raising my kid, you know, until I had to be, you know.
All right, John.
One night he woke up, and there was a guy heating the tires in a Mustang, and he woke up in the back of the van, and he goes, Daddy, what's that guy doing with that Mustang? And I was like, oh, man, he's
crazy. All right, John, we're going to put you on hold. We got one more caller to grab, and then I think in the next few minutes, according to the text messages I got, our guy Tom is going to call from Dubai, our roving reporter this week.
Wow.
So, but John, again, appreciate it. And, you know, man, I can't say thank you enough for trying to get people to listen. I do appreciate it.
Oh, we'll do. Okay, guys, keep it up. Great show.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, bro.
All right. Looks like 631 area code. Name starts with a W. Hello. 631 ends in
William?
Yeah, there you go. Might be this. Phone number ends in 4388.
That's me.
All right, man. What's up? What can I do for you?
Just listening in, that's all.
Oh, okay. How are you?
I'm well. This is Billy G.
Oh, Billy G. Okay, well, Billy G. We didn't know. We didn't realize the name, so I just gave you props and all that when Bin Laden was on the air.
Thank you very much.
But you were actually the engine builder
at 4:30, but got caught up in things.
Oh, okay. You're the engine builder. You're a driver. You're the tuner. You just got a lot of jobs, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's a big hat to wear.
Yeah, you impressed us all. You're from the Northeast, but you were down in Fayetteville when I was down there, and you got it in. You raced 3 times, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, you won 2, lost 1.
Yeah, we didn't go down there to kick rocks and stamp our feet.
True indeed. So you've been you've been following me and my ideas, and we've been going back and forth on Small Block Posse for years. And
quite a few.
Yeah. I've seen you work. So you're legit. You're official. You're a player in this.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And you're tough. I don't undercut anything. You are tough, and people that play you short will find out soon enough how tough you are.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. So
now, you had 3 races this weekend, or the past weekend?
Yeah,
3
in one day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's getting it.
Yeah. He's the man with many hats.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
The driver, the tuner, And I even saw him trying to negotiate. I'm saying, how many jobs do you want, bro?
All right, man. Well, listen, we
had a good time.
We definitely appreciate you listening. Had you listened to this before, or did somebody just tell you, hit you to call in?
I got a little bit of it on the first one, but I really haven't been on since. I've just been busy, that's all.
Oh, okay.
All right, man. No, I mean, look, we appreciate everybody who's calling in, everybody that's listening, and makes me glad we got a phone system with enough lines, because it was kind of surprising there for a minute.
Okay. Well, Billy G, thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it. And I'm going to give you a little shout out. I'll see you on smallblockposse.com because
okay, James, thank you.
You're pretty busy.
Take care out there.
All right.
You want to go back on hold, or are you out?
I'm out.
All right. See you, buddy. Thanks.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
All right. Well, that's That's quite a surprising, Jesus, like 4 phone calls like that?
Yeah, but from real people.
From real people.
From real guys that understand and do something in drag racing, regardless of what the niche is, and respect the game.
And
These
that's
guys,
nice. I put the Mixler feed up, just so people live could listen. And, it takes a minute for everything else to get around. And there's a whopping 3 people listening.
Yeah.
3. Probably. I hope it ain't.
Right.
Well, it wouldn't be those guys that are still on hold, because if they were on hold, they would be listening on.
Right. That's cool. That's cool.
Kind of funny.
Right.
That's really cool. And Tom just texted me. He says he is going to call in.
He's going to call in?
Yep.
Well, do you want to discuss this little thing I had on my mind with the big block and small block thing before he calls, or do you want me to wait on it?
Well, you might as well get into it. And when Tom calls, we don't want to keep somebody from Dubai waiting.
Right.
God
Especially
forbid.
a big dog like that from Manly.
A big guy like Tom,
Yeah.
You had brought that up, and that's a really good point, because it goes back to everything that we said years ago. You saw a guy with a big block. What do you have? Maybe 572. Then you got into 630s.
Right.
Look, boy, Tom is just impossible, man. We just start to talk, and
he pops in.
Yeah, let me bring him in. Hang on a minute.
Bring him in.
You there, Thomas?
I am here.
Wow, that's amazingly clear.
Yeah, you sound good, bro.
What's up, guys?
What time is it there, buddy?
It is 1:08 a.m. here in Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates. And, I wish I could have listened to more of the show, but the data rate here is a little bit expensive. So I'm trying to cheap out a little bit. But
now, wait a minute. Wait. You're the guy that flew in like a business cabin kind of environment over there, and you're going to get cheap on us for data? Come on, man.
Well, I'm paying for this.
Oh. Man.
I saw your pictures on Facebook, man. It looks like you're having fun out there.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm sure the audience doesn't know what the hell we're even going to start to talk about, but we actually had I'll just explain it now. We had an engine battle here where a team from the UAE and a team that I chose from the US got together, and we actually got 2 trucks, which turned into 5 trucks. Another long story. We'll do this when I get back. It was crazy.
And when you get back, got to talk about the potential for the other solution. And I'm not going to spoil it for people, because when you told me that solution, I cracked up, because that's perfect.
Yeah. Topic. Yeah. But anyway, so we get finally we drill down to 2 trucks. We take their 13 Z71 GMC pickup trucks. We take the stock motors out one day in front of the audience, answer questions, blah, blah, blah. It was really cool. Second day, we build, well, not we, I run the thing. I'm a judge, which is kind of bizarre, but so they build engines from scratch, brand new blocks, brand new heads. Thing that the crowd doesn't know is they were pre-assembled, in the shops, because obviously we didn't have machine work done here and that kind of thing. But
right.
The variables were left to the engine builders were camshaft, exhaust system, airbox, and that was it.
Wow.
And the little engine building tricks that they can do.
Wow.
And they put them together. Actually, it went faster than we thought. We were slowing them down because we had the shows like 8 hours long, and they were done in 2 hours. But then we put the engines back in, and right to the dyno, 10 dyno pulls each, and the winner wins both engines. So it all went off kind of without a hitch. The U.S. team won. They actually made good power on a really tight dyno dynamics. They averaged 447 wheel and actually had a big pull of 458 to the other guys like 430.
Okay.
They both did really well. That's NA power on pump gas.
And this was like the other thing they did is it was an average of 10 pulls, right?
10 pulls.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And a little sidebar here. The American team forgot something. And we don't know what it was, but it wasn't registering oil pressure at all. So it had to be something high in the motor, because it didn't make a sound. It actually registered oil pressure on the electronic gauge, but it wouldn't with a manual gauge. 0. Now we knew the thing didn't have. We knew it had oil pressure because we did burnouts, we did 8th mile passes. We knew it was working, but there was something going on. And in the end, we were wondering if it was going to blow up or not. So it added some excitement to it. And I do know what got forgotten now. The engine builder doesn't, but his assistant and I know. So we are going to make a big deal about it when we get back. Because right after the show, I know I'm talking a lot, but right after the show, everybody wanted to buy the motor. Like literally, we're on stage. And when you guys see the production of this, I mean, I have video, I have all kind of stuff, but it was really, it was like a huge attraction. And they announced the winner, they announced the power, and literally the guy who ran the show walked over to me and said, "How much do you want for the motor?" And I was like, "No, we can't sell it,
Not yet."
And not yet. But anyway, so enough about me traveling the world. How are you guys?
It's all right. I think it's a little warmer there than here. It's not terrible here today. It's all right. But
I don't even know how many degrees it is today.
I don't know, but it ain't as cold as it was.
Is this a car show and you guys are talking about weather?
Well, you asked how we're doing and what the hell is going to be going on over here. It is still kind of winter. Ain't nobody racing anything in this area. That's
true. I did forget about that.
We had some callers on, and we had some great conversations so far, Tom.
Yeah, I heard the one. I heard the one guy, and I guess he's one of the founders of Small Block Posse.
Oh yeah, Rich Bach.
Yep, and
not so broke.
So that's cool.
Yep, yeah. John Franco called. I guess what's the guy's name? I don't want to get it wrong here.
Billy G.
Billy G. And I guess who's the other guy? Is a car owner?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So I mean that was nice. I mean, we had 4 calls in short succession. 1 or 2 people have called and hung up because I guess they're a little too impatient.
Well, they might have went to the feed.
Maybe. Well, no, because we're up to 4. Now we're back down to 3.
Yeah, might have went to the feed.
On the feed?
Yeah, on the feed. Some people are actually listening.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no. And now it's down to 2. I guess I pissed one of the guys off.
Yeah. Mike, take it easy, homie. Take it easy.
All right,
but
back.
Tom.
Has he been good?
Yeah, he's been good. He hasn't said anything on the list, that I had to make a remark about. But Alan went to Las Vegas.
Alan did?
Yeah, he went to Las Vegas on us.
Did he?
I texted him this morning. I said, "Hey, we have a radio show." He said, "I'll be in Las Vegas." I said to myself, "How do you go to Las Vegas and you don't tell everybody?"
I didn't see. I knew he was going somewhere, and I know he wanted to go back there because we had talked about it a few times. Because I end up there like I don't know 3 or 4 times a year for various trade shows.
He was just in, where was he at just recently?
Wisconsin
to Las Vegas. Oh, yeah. This is not your average engineer.
No. But Las Vegas,
like typical Alan.
Las Vegas should be pretty nice. This it's better. It's still not like, because the past couple times we were there in April. One of the times we went to the Grand Canyon, and it was colder in the afternoon. Like we were walking around and shit because we went to the Indian side. That's fucked up. That's a whole nother podcast for some other.
Yeah. That's
messed up.
Is that the F-bomb you just used?
Probably.
Okay, I think the F-bomb is on the list.
Well, I mean, I think the people that are listening to this should be mature enough to handle that.
Tom, do you hear this?
I know, man. I know what you're up against. I hear you. I feel your pain.
But you did, the one thing you did miss is I did hate on Utah because we've got decent downloads. I mean, I guess, the northwestern states, look, it's colder. I think Tom, you said the people there race like trucks and tractors and stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
so when we start doing tractor pull podcasts, we might get some people from Utah and Montana.
Well,
but I wouldn't worry about.
We've hit everybody. Like every state has downloaded something. Many of them are either approaching or over 1,000. So that's really nice.
But Utah was a big 0.
Still a big 0. I just looked before on my phone. Still 0.
Not 1.
Let it go, Michael.
I know.
Let it go, Crunch. Let it go.
I'm convinced we need to. When we get that 1, that's a special person.
Yeah.
I mean, if we don't get 1, we're gonna have to go out there and do a live show.
And I mean, I actually had to sit there and think about it. Is there anything that I would have said that maybe people like that already got a bad rap somewhere and I don't know about it? Like, I mean, if I would have offended, but I didn't ever talk bad about Mormons or any shit like that. And yeah,
But Utah, that's a big state.
yeah, you know, and I got to think back over
Zero, Mike?
Zero. Now,
Not one.
No, we had some customers like in Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, I think is the way you say it. Idaho had a customer there. But I don't think I ever had, I'll tell you this, what I'm involved with right now, the electronics, a lot of people from Utah. I get phone calls from Utah all day long. It seems like a very big tech area right where these people are.
But when it comes to power and speed, we have zilch.
Nothing.
Not one.
Not one.
All right, let it go.
I'm gonna try.
Oh man,
It's gonna be okay.
I don't know if I should be offended or I don't know.
All right. So when are you coming back, Thomas?
This is advice. Well, tomorrow actually is going to be pretty cool. Going to I've been to Yas Marina Circuit twice, which is the premier drag racing facility here at least. But it's rumored to be the best drag racing surface on the planet.
Wow, and why is that?
It's a continuous concrete half mile, quarter mile track with a quarter mile or more of shut off.
Wow.
No joints. They've poured it on rubber, and apparently when it was finished, they rolled 2 bowling balls down the track, and they made it from one end to the other without veering veering off the track.
Wow.
It's an amazing. It's literally it's the most amazing place. I mean, I've seen the track in Bahrain. I've seen the track in Dubai. It's just a road race, a Grand Prix course. This track is crazy. I was there twice. I have a lot of pictures. But anyway, moral of the story, there's a place called Ferrari World in Yas Marina. It's an amusement park owned by Ferrari. So they have go-karts that look like Ferrari F1 cars. They have a roller coaster that goes 235 kilometers an hour, which is 100 and I'm just doing the math in my head.
Fast.
If Alan was here, he'd help us. But I think it's like 160.
Right.
And the car, and the roller coaster cars look like Ferraris, and there's all kind of gear and everything. So we're doing that like a bunch of big kids. Then we're going to Dubai. We're going to be downtown, staying in a hotel that's connected to the Burj Khalifa, which is that tallest building in the world, where they just launched that eagle.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to go out on one of the Palm Islands, and we're going to be tourists tomorrow. And then Monday noon, I get back on the plane and fly home.
Yeah, you're a dick. I would have liked to do all that. Yeah, nice guy.
I think Dick is on the list.
I don't care. He's a dick. It sounds. I've never seen a place like that, but it sure sounds nice. Now on that drag strip, that's so perfect. I mean, the one thing that I guess they have there that we wouldn't have in our area of the United States is they don't really have any kind of massive climate swing, do they?
No. Well, yeah, they do. It goes from hot to oh my god.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't go from hot to frozen balls. It doesn't get that bad.
Right. No. They go from 75. It's been like 75 to 85 here. Really nice little breeze. And in the heat of the summer, they get to 55 Celsius. So or now like 50 Celsius, 130. To the point where they don't work during the day, like construction and stuff. They do it at night with lights.
130.
Yeah, it gets warm here.
Yeah.
I remember a day at like 101 before, and it was like,
no, I couldn't.
Wow.
130.
Well, Michael, I'm going to tell you right now, I have to choose the engine battle engine builder for next year. And, you've said many times to me in private that you're never going to build an engine again or something like that, or you never be in the business. But
let me ask you a question. If I committed to building a motor, would I actually have to go through with it when I got there? Could I bow out and then just vacation?
No. A week before, you could just say, "Hey, Tom, just kidding."
I wouldn't say it a week before. I'd say it after we got off the plane. So, by the way, I've decided I don't want to get dirty. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean
the Mike Truby name. The Truby name is better than that. We know you go out there and kick butt.
No.
Yeah. You know what? Sadly, though, you couldn't do it anyway.
No.
Because not that you couldn't, because in a year, I'm sure you probably could. you'd have to have a tuner teammate with you because next year we're doing LS1s with some kind of power adder, a turbo or a supercharger. Probably going to be a supercharger.
They're going to be making real power.
But yeah, well, not only that, it's going to have to be right because the guy that lost was close. The only reason he lost, well, not the only reason he lost because his average numbers weren't going to be good enough anyway. Our guy was just, I knew he was going to be better right from jump because he's so experienced. But you would need that experience because the first pull on this thing was the most important one. Because you're averaging 10 unless you blow up. His first pull was 400. The U.S. team's first pull was 422, and then it went up from there. So, when you have that kind of swing right from jump,
right?
Like if you abort a run, you lose. If you abort a run at any time, you would lose.
Yeah.
So that 22 horsepower swing would have made the difference if my guy was close, but he wasn't close anyway. He had like I said before, a top pull of 458 to like 437 or something like that. Right. So.
Now you see, if these guys wanted to do like a 2-barrel Sportsman, Bridgeport Speedway, New Aegis Speedway motor, I got them. I'm ready. You know what happens?
You can't forget what you know.
No, the stuff that I know, but when you get behind and stuff, and I mean, like I said before, I have tuning stuff for my Corvettes, and I've plugged them in and looked at them and said, yeah, I kind of get it. I'm like, it's good enough. I mean, I think the only thing I did is I turned off torque management in the one yellow one. The new yellow one, I'm afraid to fuck with because when the motor blew up in that thing.
Is that an F-bomb?
Yeah. That's when a motor blew up in that one.
With a crunch.
You're stuck with me. I ain't going anywhere. They actually sent a guy that goes and he plugs into the car to make sure that the tune wasn't taken out, put back in, that anything that was done was only done by a GM, I guess.
Tech.
Yeah.
Wow. So they can tell now?
Yep. So
the days of bringing the car back and just saying, I don't know what happened, those days are over.
I would try the cell phone trick like I told Tom about. Like when something goes wrong, you microwave the component and then they have no idea what happened. Say, look, it blew up, but I don't know where the stuff is stored. I mean, it'd be pretty easy if you brought the car back and the whole computer's toast and they're like, what happened? And why does it smell like popcorn? You know what I mean? I was thinking about that, but
who even thinks like that?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Sure, he does.
Yeah.
Edge builders, man, they're crafty.
I bring the whole Corvette back with the nitrous bottles in it and everything and say, listen, man, she won't take the juice.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I lost the motor in that thing at 30-something 100 miles. So I'm glad I didn't fuck with it.
Right.
Real glad. Because they would have said, look, you're screwed. Even if I did something that meant nothing.
I got you.
They look for a reason.
Sure.
All right. Well, listen, guys, it's 1:24 here. I got to sleep because I got a long day tomorrow. And
all right.
Here, right. We'll have plenty more material from this trip. Believe me, I got a lot more.
All right, good.
Do you have women walking around throwing rose petals in front of you and stuff like that?
No, bro. It's not like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just checking.
I'm just a regular guy.
Are there any hot women over there? Like see, because I'm not culturally aware.
Yeah, but they might not bring the hot women to the engine contest.
I don't know, but do the hot women have like shit over their heads and their face and everything? Is it like that kind of place, or is it more modernized?
Yeah, they do. It's a very respectful place.
Right.
I'd want to know if they had G-strings and shit on there.
Oh, Lord. Tom. Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
Holy
smokes.
So I can get out of the country because they're probably listening to this.
Oh,
wonderful.
Man.
Well, no offense. I like women. I'm sure they do too. The hell with them. They just can't look at them the way we do. We're pigs. All right, Thomas. Well, thank you for calling. I'm glad we got to shake out the high resolution call-in part. That worked good. You sound great. So
you sound great. That's a long distance.
Hell yeah.
I do want to say one thing to all the fans out there. This has to be one of the best and highly technical podcasts out there because we're talking live right now from 8,000 miles away and apparently sounding pretty good.
Yeah, and I want to point out we're not using Skype. We're not some guy with a laptop with a microphone cable plugged in with a snowball. I mean, we're trying to do it right. Trying to do it right.
Wow.
So from the UAE to the United States, I will bid you guys farewell for now, and I hope you have a good show. And Mike, get it to me as soon as you can. I'll listen to it on the plane on Monday.
Yeah, no, I'll get it up to post pretty quick. All right, Thomas, take it easy, man.
All right, bro. Safe trip back.
See ya.
Thanks, man.
Bye-bye.
All right.
That was pretty cool. Worked good.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Sounds like he's in the next room.
Yeah, that's because that's a different level. It's not like a regular phone call.
Right.
Oh yeah, you put that thing on your phone, but we didn't get to use it the other day.
Yeah, mine is a little. Maybe my phone is just outdated.
It's just touchy. Everything's got to be kind of right, and yeah, like, we don't want to border people with that crap.
Well, we were discussing the big block and small block stuff.
Yep.
And the problem going on in the grudge racing scene now is the big block guys don't want to spot the small block guys because they're claiming the small blocks are bigger than usual and shouldn't be declared small blocks.
Well, we talked about all this, and I started to say it before Tom so rudely interrupted. When we were racing, you would look at a big small block and you'd think maybe 430, maybe 434. You know, one of the sizes of stroke combinations.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of what you had in your head. And you looked at a big block and you said, okay, 572. Then it was 632, and say, okay, that's kind of about where we are. Well, all that shit's gone.
Right. I remember when 706 was humongous.
Yep.
So, you know, in all fairness, if the big blocks are just climbing in cubic inch, then of course the small blocks should. But if you have for me, this is just my opinion. I'm only, Crunch, the grudge racer from New Jersey. But under 500 inches can be a small block. Anything over 500 inches, I can't imagine it being a small block because there are a lot of big block features on that small block.
Well, I mean, all that stuff I remember, and these are just the funny stories that probably all the car guys out there can relate to. And I never told you this. This is a pretty good story, but this falls right back into when shit changes and everybody's not aware of what can really be done.
Right.
You know, if you weren't as up on this as you were, and somebody says, "Well, I got a big block," your brain would kind of snap to, okay, 600 inch, maybe 5. But now that things have progressed so far,
right.
Same thing used to happen back in the day. I remember in auto shop. My auto shop teacher, Mr. Kowalczyk, he's gone.
Right.
He passed away. Good dude. He says to me, one of my friends came into the classroom and said, "You're not going to believe this. He's got no timing cover on his car." And the guy says, "Has to have a timing cover. There's no way it's a Chevy." And the guy's like, "Yeah." He's like, "It has to have a timing cover. Nothing will keep the oil in." But what happened is because my father was involved with Jessel and the belt drive, and when the belt drive started to come out, my father had a lot to do with that.
Okay.
So I got a belt drive to kind of see if I could break it, because I broke everything else. Rears, transes, if it broke, I could break it.
Right.
So I drove the thing to the school. And Mr. Kowalczyk bet me $20 that I had a timing cover. No cover. It was right there out in the open. And then that led into other arguments. We were talking about some of the motors we did, and I said, well, my dad's got one down there that's got Buick heads on a small block Chevy. And he said, "You can't do that." Because it's just what people don't know. Because that's when, but that's when shit changed. That, like, if somebody had to put a stamp on it and said, when did stuff get really different, that kind of what you knew went out the window?
Right.
As soon as we went away from conventional port iron or aluminum cylinder heads and into this, that's when everything changed.
Right. I got you.
I mean, back then, pro stock heads were, regular big block Chevy heads, altered. Rear Morrison used to weld big plates on them and roll them and all kinds of stuff. $1 million worth of work and shit heads. And then all of a sudden, big Chiefs. And then we're off to the races.
Got you.
That's what happened.
I understand.
So going back to your guys,
Mm-hmm.
If you got a big block, this is where the mastery of a race setup comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have not personally ever seen a 900-inch big block. Never looked at one.
Right.
But I would imagine it's got to be pretty evident by bore spacing and everything about it that when you look at it, that's not, a big block Chevy that came out of a truck.
Right. You can't hide it.
Right.
Basically. And I used to walk through Sonny's shop, Sonny Leonard Racing Engines. And I walk through the shop and just look at, they're building the blocks in the shop.
Right.
CNC machines are building heads. CNC machines are building the blocks. And these blocks are like big chunks of aluminum. They look like the front end of a car.
Yep.
And, I understand the philosophy behind it, because certain people will take the technology and apply it to a small block, and it'll end up with big block features and still be called a small block. But for a guy like me,
right,
I just really don't respect someone saying that that's a small block over 500 inches.
See, things have gotten so complex from the perspective of looking at a given motor and trying to figure out how much power it really could make.
Right.
I mean,
that's where the LS motors will fool you.
Yeah, they messed everybody up too.
Yeah, the LS motors fool a lot of people.
Yeah. A lot of people. And, you know, so I mean, from a street racing perspective, it makes it much harder to set up a race. You better have a lot on the ball. Because, and I mean, I remember like in Newark, there were things that people would bring down there, like a supercharged Mustang, and then people would start to realize how fast they could go, and there'd be good guys with good cars. So I'm not messing with that because it was a big question mark.
Yeah, it was knowledge too. A lot of guys that had the knowledge in that area, they knew the power potential, so they weren't going to go against it, knowing the power potential.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, what are you going to do? How are you going to stipulate? You know, I mean, the only things you could do are like the craft. How things races used to get set up, stock configuration block, you know.
True.
But then what are you going to do? You're going to have tear down. You know, you're going to take a head off. You're going to, you know, I mean, it's tough. It's real tough. And I mean, you could get what are the sizes of the LS1s? I mean, I know that like me just looking, you get that block from RHS. I think those things could be 500 inches, can't they?
I'm pretty sure.
Man,
I don't do a lot of research on them because I don't plan to face them. And when they're in front of me, I just start with, I need a spot.
Yeah.
That's where I start. And the guy's looking at me like, how can you say that? And I'm like, I don't care if yours is just a slow version. I need a spot.
Yeah.
And they get tired of me.
I think from a racing perspective, you always got to start where you need a spot. Doesn't matter how much faster you are than a guy, you need a spot. Why make it any harder than you got it?
This is 2015, and it's just amazing the progression of technology in the past 20 years, Mike.
Yeah, I mean,
It's crazy.
Look, go back to the times, like not even back to when we street raced, but look at a guy now like Anthony DeSoma. He ran really well, you know, the past weekend, you know, because this was the way that everything falls when we record and how we do everything. You know, we can't necessarily talk about everything live, how it happens, but I mean, the guy ran great. And I mean, that's turbocharged electronics. I mean, that kind of shit just wasn't around. I mean, and to be able to run. And I want to point out, also be a little bit handicapped from what they would really like to do. They have turbocharger size limits. They have all kinds of stuff because they're.
Why don't they let those guys just go balls to the wall?
I don't know. I'd like to get Anthony on here to talk about that because there was some controversy over him going fast.
Right.
It sounds to me like there used to be mechanisms in place in comp and in super stock that if you went too fast, you'd either hit the class, you get CIC. They do something to change the index of the class, and sometimes it would be for an event or it would be a permanent. And so, you know, basically what they're saying is, but again, this at my core bothers me,
right?
Because if I could get a car like Anthony's and I knew I could put down, you know, not a 76, I could put down a 50. I'm coming off the trailer and I'm going 50. I'm going as fast as...
And you'll deal with the aftermath later.
Yep. And,
you know... Maybe they're trying to avoid like a Buddy Ingersoll situation. You remember that back in the day with that Grand National?
Yep.
And he was going with one turbo, 6-cylinder, bottom sevens. What year was that? 85?
Yeah. Yeah.
So these guys with twin turbos, 700 inches. I mean, what are you really doing? But I guess they are restricting them.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I don't think it's widely talked about that and I mean, I'm not going to blow Anthony's spot up or nothing. I'm not going to say that, you know, anything went horribly wrong. And I'm not going to tell you that, look, Anthony's a drag racer. He's going to go as fast as he can.
Right.
And if he needs, look, how fast do you need to go? Fast enough to win. That's it.
True.
He went fast enough to qualify number one.
Right.
If somebody says, you know, be careful how fast you're going because it might affect the class, that's to me when all bets are off. Because if I'm not number one, I'm going to number one if I can.
Right.
And it's going to be on kill until I get there.
Ooh, that's a big can of worms.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know. You know, when you're a real racer, that's kind of how you do it. Yeah, so it's frustrating. But I think he'll be back. He called me when he got back, and I was like, dude, what happened? You know?
Okay. So we want to hear that.
Yeah, I honestly said it was Motor Mania TV, I think is what it was called. And Motor Mania TV was... like they had like, it's not bad. They use like live stream or Ustream, something that gives you the live event. And the video's not terrible.
Right.
But you're kind of locked into their views, what they show. They might have a different camera view here or there. But finally, like I'm watching it and I'm in here and I was working on some audio for something else. And I see Anthony come up like, oh, great. You know, and then I see him come up and I mean, I was on the edge of my friggin' seat watching this. And then he launched and the thing just didn't go nowhere and he just shut off. And it looks like whatever happened was electrical. It wasn't mechanical failure. Dropped one cylinder, wouldn't spool at the line, and he put it up and he stayed out as long as he could before he thought he was going to time out. bumped it in, and he figured, I'm just going to let the button go. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It didn't.
Okay.
But he still set the record, so that's good. It means the potential's there.
Yeah. Well, stuff happens. There's another word, but stuff happens.
Yeah. I know, boy, you really want to sanitize me, don't you?
No, I'm saying I'm not going to say it. I'm trying to get rid of the cursing and all that for the kids, you know. And I don't want to say shit happens.
No,
stuff happens.
Shit does happen.
Stuff happens.
And it sucks.
Wow.
All right. Well, I mean, anything else you want to hit for today?
I was hoping my friend would call in. That would be Steph, the biggest DP man on the Northeast right now for all the grudge racing. He's very trustworthy and knowledgeable on what we do. And I was hoping he would call in, but he has a business, so he runs his business. He told me he might be a little busy.
Yeah.
But I want the people to hear from a DP man, you know, why it's important to have a DP man, which is the arbitrary person between two people, to make the decisions that most people wouldn't make or don't want you to make, because it affects the money.
He'd be the neutral party that you both
He'd be the neutral
to.
party, correct.
Yeah.
And the DP man is very, very important. You know, he has to know the ins and outs, because...
And that's important to note. That's not just street racing. That's street racing. That's grudge racing. That's kind of how it works. Somebody holds the money. And then you're like the escrow provider. You take the money and then, you know, look, this is the decision. So this guy gets the money.
True indeed. So that's a very integral part of the decision.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys, I hear them, they're calling the DPs over the phone. They're calling the DPs over the radio stations. And they alleviate the DP man, not realizing that once you get there, now it's him versus him, or this person versus that person, with no middleman and mediator. Right. So we'll definitely touch upon that whenever we can get our hands on them.
Well, look, we want everybody to call in. You know, it was great that we had callers today already. You know, kind of the first day that we were really pushing for it.
Right.
You know, we'll try to get, you know, better timing so that everybody knows when they can call in, and, you know, certainly whatever you want to talk about. And I posted on Facebook, if you want to abuse us, whatever, I don't give a shit. You know, call.
Well, I'm not taking any abuse now.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, but
constructive criticism, I don't mind it, even if you don't like my style, because I know I'm a very, you know, I'm a very unique individual, and, you know, I know I'm genuine.
Yeah.
So I don't, you know, it doesn't mean people have to like me.
No, understood.
So I can take the criticism, I can take the antagonistic stuff, whatever. But you're not going to dog me out. This is our own show.
Yeah, right.
That's not going to happen.
All right. So again, you know, anybody, whenever they want to call in, 908-751-0211. And I guess that's it. We're out.
All right.
And we'll be back next week. And,
until next time.
Yep. And we'll get the audio published up as soon as possible. And hopefully we'll get back on a good schedule. So,
all right,
man, everybody. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.